Cut the music. you guys remember that? Ravish and Rick Rude, we used to do that. Cut the music.
Back when wrestling was wrestling.
Yes. What's going on, LBHT crew? We're here with another pop-up stream. What's going on, Hendo?
Not much. How you feeling?
Oh shit, I'm doing good, man. It's Friday, right? It's Friday. It's Friday. It is Friday. Happy Friday. Look, we got people in here already living big with Big Reg. What's going on? It says, what's this? It's a pop-up stream. It's a pop-up stream, Big Reg. Yes, pop-up. That's right. These are just sudden streams. You know, if we got time to talk about something and we got time to talk, or we have something to talk about, then we're gonna talk about it. All right. You know, it's gonna be a quick stream. We're gonna discuss a couple things. Training camp is here. I know you guys are excited for some training camp news. We don't have any real news, but we have some things to talk about.
True.
We have some news to talk about, some football news. You see the thumbnail. Dalvin Cook is in the thumbnail. We're gonna talk about Dalvin Cook. We're gonna talk about Lamar Jackson. All right. Oh, look who's coming in the stream. Yolanda is here. Says, "Oh wow, pop-up stream." Exactly.
Yolanda.
DDSQ, salute. Says, "What's good? Great day for a pop-up show. Sitting on the patio on my day off." That's what I'm talking about. Enjoying the lunch break crew. Love what y'all do. Thank you. JT401 says, "Peace and blessings, fellas." Peace and blessings to you, JT. Thanks for coming through. Yeah. So look, we are streaming live on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. So wherever you're watching, go ahead and hit that like button, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'll put this on the audio as well. So if you're listening to the podcast version of this, make sure you give this a 5-star review. I appreciate all the new listeners, man. Like the numbers growing over there. So somebody's liking it, you know. Tell your friends.
Thanks.
All right, look, training camp is here. We haven't heard a whole lot yet because I think the veterans report next week. So that's when you'll really hear, you'll really start hearing some news. Though I did see some videos of Lamar Jackson showing up to the facility, so he probably reported early, which doesn't surprise me. So look, what do we expect from training camp? We kind of went over that, but I did want to pull up one quote. I'm late to this. I haven't been on my Twitter game lately, but I did see a quote from James Jones. James Jones tweeted it out, but no, he talked about it. Sarah Ellison tweeted it out, and it's a quote that James Jones got from Todd Monkin. He says, "I talked to Todd Monkin, and he said, we're taking Lamar Jackson back to Louisville. It's 4 wide. He's going to throw this thing." Another thing I'm hearing out of camp is Zay Flowers is the best wide receiver out there, including OBJ, and it ain't close. Now, look, listen. You know, there's going to be a common theme in today's show about people out there lying. Okay? We caught you lying. Zay Flowers is the best thing out in training camp, including OBJ. OBJ ain't showing up to rookie camp. The veterans don't report until next week. So how you looking better than OBJ? He ain't there yet. That's all I'm saying. Like, you ain't gotta be out there lying.
I mean, maybe he's just going off of mini camp, and even with that, OBJ was taking it kind of light. Just because, you know, he's coming back from injury, he's not trying to overexert himself, but they have to build up some hype. You know, these networks and these TV shows, they have to have a reason to keep bringing people back, because if you watch those shows, they talk about the same things every day. Yeah. So, you know, they gotta put some.
Do we have some breaking news? From Arizona Armchair Sports. I gotta put your whole name out here in case it's a lie, and we gotta point the finger.
He's a big hater.
It says Melvin Gordon is a Raven. Is that true? Arizona Armchair Sports. Make sure you subscribe over to him. And if this is true, you give him all the praise in the world, because that's our guy. That's our guy, Buck. All right. If it's a lie, you know who to blame. You know who to point the finger to. All right. I know we did sign Dwayne Smoot. Right, but that one's
we signed Melvin Gordon.
1 year,
$3.1 million.
Thank you, Buck. Salute. I appreciate the breaking news. Look at that. Got some breaking news on the stream. All right, Melvin Gordon is. Let's show this Lamar Jackson story for a second, and let's talk about the big signing for Dwayne Smoot and Melvin Gordon. What are your thoughts on that, Hendo?
I'm highly disappointed. I didn't even know we signed Smoot. I thought we were just looking into him. And people like to pump up. Well, yeah, he's upped his game to, like, I think he had 5.5 sacks last season.
Yeah, something like that.
It's just to shut the fans up. And with that, I was a little more upset about that until I just heard this Melvin Gordon news. Because in my mind, I don't know why, but I'm hearing Melvin Ingram. I would have been happier if we signed Melvin Ingram. We need a pass rusher more than we need another running back, especially a running back that couldn't make it on a Denver team that only had Javonte Williams, and he got injured. Then he went to Kansas City that had a Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He wasn't doing much, and a 7th-round pick in Isaiah Pacheco, who did his thing, but you couldn't do enough to get on the field with those guys.
Yeah.
What are you going to do coming with us? You've been off injured, and you haven't been the same Melvin Gordon since about 2019, 2020. So we just wasted $3 million, and people wonder why every season we're like, how are we up against the cap? What have we done that we don't have any money to spend? It's little signings like these where we give $3 million here, $7 million here that just take away our cap for no reason. And then we end up cutting them. So now we also have to add that to the dead money pile for seasons going forward. Like some moves that Ozzy makes just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, it's fast food. Right. They spent money on McDonald's, and not the good McDonald's, not the clean McDonald's, the one on the other side of town.
They go to McDowell's.
The one that you're like, man, I got a couple dollars. Let me just grab something real quick, and then you grab, you're like, man, I shouldn't have spent that money.
Right.
You went to that McDonald's, man. Go get Dalvin Cook. We're going to talk about Dalvin Cook in a second. This is going to be a good transition to Dalvin Cook. But go sign Dalvin Cook. Or shoot, even Ezekiel Elliott, I prefer over Melvin Gordon.
Facts.
I don't think he's completely washed. Like, he's definitely lost a step, but I think he's still better than Melvin Gordon. What was the point of that? You had J.K. Dobbins, who's healthy. He's hungry for the ball. You got Gus the Bus.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't understand it. I mean, they re-signed Justice Hill. So, like, what's the point? Like, why are you exactly? Because that's another thing. You gave money to Justice Hill. You still have Edwards on the team. What's up, Coach? Thanks for coming through. What's up, Agent E? Ryan C. What's going on? MDT Sports. Salute. Shaheen. I think Shaheen's in here. What's up, Shaheen?
Ron.
Right. Hey, shout out to y'all for coming through.
Facts.
But you signed Justice Hill. You still got Edwards on the team. You had JK, who's screaming for the ball. You know he wants a new contract. Why are you wasting time with Melvin Gordon? If you wanted to get another running back, get a running back. Like, running backs are out here saying, hey, we're not getting paid enough. We're not getting our worth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't know. You got two really good running backs out there on the market that just sitting there. Dalvin Cook, I think, still one of the best running backs in the league, and you're just and he's not looking for $20 million a year or anything like that. I think he just wants a solid, prove-it year contract. Go get him. No, we'll get Melvin Gordon. But this is what they always do, man. This is why we always have a problem with them. Like, they just always have to do that zigzag nonsense, and all that is yeah, we recognize that we might have a need here, but we also don't want to spend money, so we're gonna go the cheap route. We're not going to go the obvious route. We're going to go the cheap route. Dwayne Smoot, too. I ain't got no problem with Dwayne Smoot. But either, if you feel like you need help at edge rusher, go and make a splash move.
Right.
Go get Melvin Ingram. Right? Go. that's a layup, right? Go trade for Chase Young. Or whoever. Go make a real move, a real splash there.
Yannick Ngakoue still out there.
Go get Yannick. I prefer Yannick over
Smoot.
Over Smoot. Absolutely. So go get those guys. Don't get these guys that you hope you get more of a bargain for, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, we only paid him $1 million and he outplayed his contract. They're always looking for those type of players. You get lucky with those. That's buying lottery tickets.
Right.
Usually you get what you pay for. The majority of the time you get what you pay for. You're not going to get a deal. You're not getting a 10-sack guy for $1 million contract.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do, you got lucky. And that's not a strategy. You just got lucky. So I don't like the move, man. Like I don't like either of these moves. If you don't feel like you need extra edge, or maybe you just need, if you look at it and say we just need rotation guy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fine. Rotation guy. Fine. But we have Bowser, Owe, and
Ojabo.
Are those our three?
And I don't know what they're going to do with Malik Harris, but for the most part, yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about Malik Harris.
Okay,
maybe okay. Let me maybe they look at it as a depth position.
Mm-hmm.
John Ross. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, it's not the worst. It's not the worst.
Right.
Melvin Gordon is pretty bad because you didn't need another running back. If you don't need him for depth.
Tavius Robinson, I'm right, Coach. Tavius Robinson, we just drafted in the 5th round.
So okay, but all right, they don't want they're not going to rely on
he can't run
rookies. Yeah. So all right.
And to your point, it's a waste of money because yes, you want to go get lucky, but how often do we get lucky with those people? And I know a lot of Ravens fans will sit there and say, hey, we go out here and get this kid, we take a chance. But we've proven as an organization over the last John Harbaugh years, we can't coach up talent. So we can't take somebody that has potential and coach them up. That's why we have players like Zadarius, Judon that go and leave here and show who they really are. We don't coach people up. So you giving me going out here signing a 4-sack guy for $1.5 million saying I did something, he's going to come to the Ravens and get 0.05 sacks.
Right. And then we're going to say he sucks.
Right. But he told you who he was. And we just don't have the coaches to get them over the hump. Now I'm having a revelation and I'm trying to be positive about Mike McDonald. I want to give him a chance. I didn't give him a chance last year, but I'm going to give him a chance this year. Hopefully he can do some things with this defense because without a pass rush and without a cornerback opposite Marlon Humphrey, we're going to struggle. If we don't get to that quarterback, when we play the Miamis, the Buffaloes, the Cincinnatis, the Kansas Cities, they're going to eat us alive.
Okay, so what cornerback do you think we should get?
I don't even know if there's one out there that could actually physically help us.
I still believe
I want
Marcus Peters. Yeah.
I want Marcus Peters. I just want him back because of his attitude.
Yes.
Like, even if he can't play, he gets them other guys hype, and he's a coach on the field. His father's a coach.
Yes.
So he knows how to coach people up. And to me, and I've said this time and time again, Marcus Peters is one of the only guys that plays like a Raven. Yeah. They want to keep saying play like a Raven, play like a Raven. Who plays like a Raven? Because we don't draft like a Raven. John Harbaugh doesn't coach like a Raven.
Yeah. I'm not delusional thinking we go and get MP Juice Man from a couple years ago, right?
Right.
But I don't think he's as bad as he looked last year. I think he wasn't 100%.
Facts.
And I prefer to go with him. I mean, Rocket's saying, okay, fine. I think he's solid too. But yeah, absolutely, because we need a third one. So yeah, bring him back. DDSQ says they are probably out in JK with this Melvin Gordon signing. Melvin Gordon ain't not playing JK Dobbins.
Melvin Gordon's not gonna make the team come regular season.
We were talking about on the show just the evaluation of running backs and how there's so many good running backs and they're easy to replace. Mm-hmm. But the Ravens have already gone through trying to replace running backs and they failed, right? Like they tried to go with some veterans that they knew and look, they were okay, but there was a clear downgrade from JK and Gus Edwards, right? Like, and even Justice Hill was out too, wasn't he?
Yeah, they all got hurt.
They all got hurt. So, they tried to go get Devontae Freeman of years past, and they got Devontae Freeman now, who you could tell, like, I mean, he was just older. Like he had good vision. He didn't play bad at all. Who we get? Le'Veon Bell. Sure. We got Latavius Murray. Did we get Latavius?
We got Latavius Murray for a bit, and
Murray.
the kid from 17, the kid from Oakland or Las Vegas.
What
was his name?
Kenyon Drake. And he didn't do bad either.
He didn't need that.
But clear downgrade. They were all clear downgrades. None of them ran like J.K. Dobbins did last year. J.K. Dobbins wasn't 100%. So I think as these running backs or as these players start changing positions and you don't get as many great running backs anymore, you're gonna start seeing more running backs like that. Teams end up with those type of running backs, and they're gonna be saying, "Man, we gotta pay for a good one." But the Ravens got burned by that already, so they better not be thinking, "Oh, we can just use Melvin Gordon. We don't need to pay J.K. Dobbins." Not this year. J.K. He better be a big part of the plan. Melvin Gordon, no, thank you. I don't want to argue with anybody about does he still have anything left in the tank. He might, but he ain't one of the top running backs, right? We can make an argument for J.K. Dobbins if he stays healthy, being one of the top running backs, top 10 for sure, right? You ain't making an argument for Melvin Gordon, so miss me with all that. $3 million for what? That's money you could be putting towards D-Hop.
Yeah. Or you add $4 million because he got offered 3.1. You add $4 million more, you go get Dalvin Cook. And my thing is, no matter what happens with JK, you set. You got a back that has averaged 1,100 yards the last 4 seasons. And listen, I love JK and I think he's very dynamic. But the difference between him and Dalvin Cook is Dalvin Cook can take the ball to the house anytime he touches the ball. No matter if you're on the 2-yard line, he can take it to the house. He's proven it last season. He did it against the Colts in that comeback, in that 33-0 comeback. Like he took one pass and was gone. Why would you not want that? If you're an organization that says you want to win a Super Bowl, and my thing is, if you want to give Lamar Jackson every opportunity to get in the playoffs and get these wins and kill those narrative, bring and give him the best players around him, and stop talking about money.
Well, I'll tell you why I think this team in particular is out, because they a bunch of scared boys, right? And we were just talking about liars in the media, right? And I'm gonna pull up the lies that's going out there. I'm sure you guys heard of this guy, Dove Kleiman. I want to warn you guys about this person. This person isn't a real journalist. Dove Kleiman. I'm sure you've seen a lot of his tweets go out. A little background on him: he actually lives in Israel. He originally contracted for Outkick. Okay, that's a right wing conservative quote unquote sports site, right? Now he works for Bro Bible, which is what he's quoting. That's his source for this news. Bro Bible. That's he probably wrote the article. He's probably quoting himself. But he put the report out saying Dalvin Cook offered ex-girlfriend $1 million to absolve him of wrongdoing after alleged physical assault. Right. And he puts the source there, which is Bro Bible. Cook's team initially offered $800,000 before upping their offer, but she declined both. Cook allegedly punched and choked his ex-girlfriend, and it goes on. I didn't put the whole thing in there, but the allegations stem from like a year or 2 years ago. His ex-girlfriend, I think she was married at the time. He broke it off or something. She claimed that he choked her, punched her, threatened to shoot her, and all this stuff, right? And what Dalvin Cook said is, no, you tried to hold me and my friends up at gunpoint at my house, and I had to get you out the house, right? There's also a video of her pulling his hair and punching him when he's like, and you hear him saying, stop hitting me, right? Stop pulling my hair. And everybody's telling her to stop, right? So clearly there's a physical altercation that she participated in. Right. At the very least. Did he hit her back or anything like that? I don't know. But we know she was in his house. We know that she did assault him. That's what we do know, right? None of that is addressed in that tweet, okay? Now, ML Football, another person on the scene. I don't know much about him, but he tweets a lot, and he kind of countered what Dove was saying. He says, I'm told Dalvin Cook settlement offer is not true and written by the same reporter, Dove Kleiman, who was proven to have lied about Dalvin Cook in court documents in the past. There you go. Cook is currently in Minnesota for his annual football and cheer camp that is completely sold out. Right. He also said in another tweet that that he is actually filed a lawsuit against her. So there you go. Defamation lawsuit. So, I mean, you know, put the whole story out. We don't have to sit here and say who we believe, who we don't believe, right? Between the two parties. But if you're a journalist, if you're a reporter, you put the whole story out. You don't put your own spin on it. And that's why people like Dove Kleiman, you have to be very careful when you read his tweets. Like, that's not somebody you really want to quote. Like, I see his tweets pop up all the time, and I had to go and confirm it from somewhere else because I just don't trust anything he says.
Right.
In fact, I should probably block him. There's some people I just gotta block.
You gotta put them on mute on Twitter.
But you know, but what pisses me off about people like him is he definitely has an agenda, and teams fall for that agenda. They see a tweet like that and they say, "Oh, out on him. Can't touch him." Right? Whether it's true or not, a team like the Ravens would say, "Well, I just don't want to get involved. Like it may not be true. I don't, I'm scared. I don't want to touch that." So maybe something may not be, but Melvin Gordon's safe. He's safer.
No controversies. No nothing.
Right? And this is the issue I have with this team, man. This goes all the way back to when we drafted Ryan Stanley.
I was about to.
This goes back to when we drafted Ryan Stanley. Obviously, I love Ronnie Stanley.
Of course.
Right? But the pick was supposed to be Laramie Tunsil.
Facts.
Okay? Whether you think he's better than Laramie Tunsil or not, they're both good. They're both good.
One is just more adorable.
Yeah. Well, a little bit more. Laramie Tunsil missed a lot of time, too. but either way,
all right,
that was supposed to be a move, and the Ravens got scared because of a video that came out back when he was in high school, or just going into college. I don't know, of him in the gas mask. He's smoking or whatever, right?
Right.
So what? All right, and because of that, you take him off your board. That's just being scared. And then the rest, and not just that move, the rest of the draft, they kept on trading back, and they didn't get players that had any kind of question marks, because that's when we had that one safety that got suspended. It was like a year or so for failing multiple drug tests. Do you remember? Was it Will Hill? Was it Will Hill?
Will Thrill Hill?
Yeah,
Mr. Kick Six.
Yes. They had just re-signed him. And he had already failed some drug tests previously, and then he failed another one, and he had like a huge suspension. So they got scared off of that. So anybody that had any kind of questionable anything, they were just like, no, we're scared. So instead of ending up with players like Michael Thomas, Derrick Henry,
George Pickens.
Well, I'm talking about in that draft.
Oh, in that draft.
In that draft, because we passed up on Derrick Henry. You probably didn't.
Yeah, we did. Remember that? Oh, I do remember.
Michael Thomas, like we passed those guys that we needed, and we needed a running back then too.
Yes, we did.
We ended up with Bronson Kafusi. We ended up with Kamali Correa,
Bronson Kafusi, Kamali Correa.
Yep.
Yes.
Kenneth Dixon. We did get Judon in that draft because he was one of the 12 picks that we got. It was a bunch of stuff. Ryan Stanley and Judon were the only two that really panned out, and 2 out of 12 ain't good. That ain't good. But we do this stuff. We always play with scared money, right? We play with scared money, and that's what this is with Melvin Gordon. Oh yeah, Dalvin Cook would have been nice, but I don't know what's going on with that. So let's go with the safe move. Nah, I ain't with that. How about you trade for Saquon Barkley? Because you were flirting with getting another wide receiver, right? In D-Hop. I know they that they were at least looked into it. Okay, you're not going to get D-Hop. You obviously want another running back. Saquon Barkley is one of the top running backs, and he can catch the ball. He's a playmaker.
Pass block, all of it.
So call the Giants, see what they need. Give up a pick. They ain't going to ask for a first-round pick. If they ask for anything outside of a first-round pick, you can have that. And pay him. Or Josh Jacobs. You know what I mean? Like this. I mean, or go get Ezekiel Elliott. Get somebody that played football last year.
All right. Facts. But they're not going to do that. That's the problem. Like, I'm getting sick of these. I'm getting sick of these choir boys. Ever since what's going on? Ever since 2012, with the big revolt in the mutiny, John Harbaugh's been on this choir boy, keep it safe type kick, and we need dudes with attitudes. We need players that are tough, not these. You can't call them soft because they play football, but
right.
They just not the same. Even with the incident with the Tennessee Titans, with them coming in our house, dancing on our logo, and John Harbaugh, the only one out there, like, get the hell out my field.
They don't have this right here, Hendo. They don't have that dog in them.
They ain't got that dog in them. They need that dog in them. But yeah, like it's getting sickening. That's why I can't wait for John Harbaugh to leave.
Me too. As happy as I am, and a lot of your fans are happy because Lamar is back, and we got Odell, and we drafted a wide receiver, and there's a lot of expectations. I have Super Bowl expectations for this team, or at least in the mix. That doesn't change the fact that I want Harbaugh gone, and I'm just about ready for EDC to go as well. Okay, he's been making a lot of bad moves. None of what happened this offseason, the good stuff, I'm giving him much credit for. I'm not like signing Lamar was supposed to be a slam dunk. That's not. I don't give you credit for that.
Easiest decision of your career,
and he still got underpaid as far as I'm concerned. You got lucky there. You got lucky. But you haven't been drafting well. Zay Flowers. I hope James Jones is right about Zay Flowers. Right. And I hope he got it right with Rashad Bateman. Rashad Bateman's been hurt. He's shown some flashes. I feel good about him. Don't get me wrong. I feel good about him. But it's time for these players to show it. I don't want to do any more projection for this team. These players need to actually go out there and do it. Yeah. So going back to James Jones, because we started with that and we didn't really
diverted.
Yes. Hold on. Let me read a couple comments in here because this is a hangout stream. Man, you guys are really in here. All right.
Thanks.
Go ahead and hit that like button and you're new, subscribe. Well, look, why I have you here, okay? Streambot is in here and he posted a very important link that I think you guys should click on. It's right there. All right.
Uh-oh.
Yes. The Roundup meet and greet. Okay. Going down August 4th in Columbia, Maryland. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Yes. Get your tickets today. It's August 4th. That's a Friday. Okay. Starting at 7
2
o'clock.
weeks.
In 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
You got 2 weeks. Get your tickets. I know some of y'all getting paid today. Okay. Some of y'all, that's why y'all at home chilling.
Right.
Okay. So before you spend $50 on Uber Eats or whatever, because you don't want to get up and go get it, get your tickets first. All right. Yes, Yolanda, get your tickets. All right. That's what you do. There's going to be food, drinks, prizes, music, all that stuff, man. We're going to send you home with a nice goodie bag too. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right. It ain't going to be like no crowded events. It's going to be fairly small, but that's why it ain't going to be that many tickets sold. All right. But if you want one, we're going to stop selling them here pretty soon. So get your ticket today and come have a good time. But yes, let's read some comments here. Kogan Sharer says, who else caught with a picture of them hitting a bong? Only the greatest Olympian of all time and Baltimore native Michael Phelps. Facts.
And my question is, even after that surface, how many times has Laremy Tunsil been suspended for drugs? Zero.
Listen, I don't care. I've never cared about that stuff.
Right.
I've never cared about that. I mean, off-field concerns, they concern me when it's like habitual, right? When it's something that can really affect them on the field. Like, what was the guy for the wide receiver for the Jaguars? Justin.
Yeah.
What was his name? You know
I know
because the
drunk.
Yes. And he was amazing, by the way. I had him on my fantasy football team. This guy would have been a great a great wide receiver in this league. He was a beast. I mean, think about what he did. These are games that he playing hungover, and he was killing it, right? He had a serious problem though, and they knew that. A lot of teams knew that before the draft. They said one team had a scout, follow him to to hang out at the bar to see how often he go to the bar because somebody had told them, hey, he's always at this bar. And
he went to Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State. And Blackman, yes, thank you, Ravenville, Justin Blackman, yes. Thank you. And yeah, and he would go to the bar every day. He would go to the bar every day, and he's like, yeah, I gotta take this dude off the off my list. But he got suspended, came back, got suspended again, and he just couldn't get right, man. It was just sad to see. Like something like that, okay, fine, right? Mm-hmm. But okay, he tested positive for marijuana. I don't care. All right. Like, all right. I mean, how many times did he fail a drug test? All right. Like, okay, one time, fine. Yeah, in Larry Tunsil's case, he's never failed a drug test.
Right.
Right. So I don't care. Like he knows how to he knows how to be at work when he's supposed to be at work. That's all I care about. All right. That other stuff, those aren't red flags to me. That's on your own personal time that I don't care about. What's a red flag that you can't help and you can't fix is a player that can't play. Okay, you can't fix that, right? You look at a player like, oh well, he's safe. Can he play? I mean, he's all right. Can't do nothing with that.
That's the one thing I don't think that the Ravens evaluate is can players play. They are they good people? Are they safe? They do that because to me, one of the biggest flags in NFL history was red flags was Warren Sapp. They said the man failed like 19 drug tests while at the University of Miami.
And the Bucs said, so?
The Bucs is like, okay.
Do you see how quick he closed on the quarterback?
Facts. And what did he do? He parlayed that into a Hall of Fame career.
They said, this ain't Miami. This is Tampa Bay.
Right. We don't have the same design. We don't have the same vices and traps over here. But yeah, he didn't have any problems when he came to the NFL. Hall of Famer. Cornerstone, sent that team to the Super Bowl, helped that team win a Super Bowl. So it's these certain players with these red flags that take teams over the top. We, unfortunately, if they get a whiff of anything, it's like, bruh, I heard he can play, but he missed 4 car payments while he was in college. I can't draft him. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? He was in college. He didn't have a job. I know, but it just says he's irresponsible, so I can't draft him.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't care. What's going on, Mikey? Mikey, you are late with the news. Buck beat you to it. Yes, Melvin going to the Ravens.
Yes.
Don't like it at all. Don't like it at all. I mean, what are you doing? Why are you wasting your time? You know. Let's see what else we got here. Raven Ron says, I want MP back. Yes, I agree. Yep. Cian Addict says we need MP. Yolanda says we need MP. Okay. Yes. Right. Bring back MP. Why? I mean, why didn't they make that move? Right?
Haven't they?
Yeah. Like, why did you get Melvin Gordon? Get Marcus Peters. That's something I could have been like, okay.
Because of the argument he had on the sidelines with Harbaugh last season.
That's what. Yeah. I think that's what it is too.
It had nothing to do with his play. It's just because you question my authority in front of the world.
Yeah.
And one thing that kills me, and I don't hate the guy, but the thing that killed me all week long, I've been seeing on Twitter that there's been this article about what is his name? Chris Brown, Sean Brown, one of something, and he was a special teamer. And Harbaugh yelled at him and was like, yo, you soft, get the F off my field and all this other stuff, right? And people are like, yeah, I didn't know Harbaugh was thorough like that. I didn't know John Harbaugh, had it in him. Look at the caliber of the player. Right. Nobody knows this guy.
Harbaugh ain't that guy. Right. If Harbaugh can yell at you like that, you might as well just cut him. Like he ain't got it in him. Right. Because real ones, Harbaugh will never do that too. And you don't need to do that too. Like you don't need to yell at any player. Like this is 2023 now. Like you don't need to yell at your players, right? To coach them up. I mean, not saying you gotta be all soft spoken or anything like that, but you ain't got to scream. When have you seen Mike Thomas scream at anybody?
You don't.
You don't. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure. I mean, he's firm, but like, he's not like screaming at them, like trying to berate them, like that. That's old way of thinking, man. I'm sorry, that don't work.
But my thing is this: keep that same energy with everybody on the team. You don't go to any superstars or stars and talk to them like that, but you'll talk to the 52nd man on the roster because you think he don't matter. Like to me, that's punk behavior.
I'm not. I'm ready for Harbaugh to go. Sorry, guys. He can go. Let's see what else we got here. What's up, Jay? Jay says another running back for y'all to use and abuse. Everyone says I'm good with the Saquon Barkley trade, proven QB and MVP QB. Good out in. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, hey, what's going on, Tracy?
Oh, go. Okay.
Tracy said that she said we didn't sign Smoot. She said he's going back to Jacksonville.
Oh, thank you. All right. Okay. News a little bit better news.
Right.
I don't have anything against Dwayne Smoot, man. Right. But like we have so many young edge rushers, and it's like if we're gonna draft them, we need to use them. You know, and again, this goes back to my criticism of EDC. I've been meaning to rant about EDC for weeks now. Okay. I've been meaning to do a video on EDC about how he should be on the hot seat, like a very hot seat.
Right.
All right. And it's all for the reasons that are going on right now. Right. Because we keep talking about what we need on this team, and we drafted all those needs. We need a number 3 corner. We've drafted like 8 of them.
Right.
Okay. We need, we need to show up interior D-line because we can't rely on Michael Pierce, who, by the way, I think is still a good player. He gets hurt a whole lot, but when he's in there, he's very good.
Dominant.
But we've drafted interior linemen. Okay, lots of them. When are we going to expect them to show up? Edge rushers. We've drafted 2 high ones. Right? We drafted another one this year. We drafted another one who we already cut the same year we drafted Owe. What was his name from Notre Dame? Dalen Hayes. Right? We drafted a lot of those positions. We drafted a lot of DBs, linebackers, D linemen, edge rushers. We draft all that stuff. And nobody ever steps up. There has to be a consequence for that. That's way too many draft picks for a team that covets draft picks as much as they do. Right? They stress how much they love draft picks and they're important. Those are the building blocks of your team, but you keep building it wrong. Right. So there has to be some consequences. I don't care how the players get to the team, whether it's draft, trade, signing, whatever, but get the right players. And he hasn't been doing it. We're starting to get some better players now only because Lamar held your feet to the fire. Right. Because you were too lazy. You were too comfortable, But no, the EDC has been doing a terrible job.
Horrible. And to your point, listen, 5 drafts, 43 draft picks. How do you, in a 53-man roster, draft 43 people and you still have needs across the board? Like, that doesn't make sense. That lets me know you're not doing your job. And, you've said this time and time again. We draft players that we have to redraft the next season.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You drafted edge rushers this year. Now we gotta get an edge rusher next year to replace him. We draft a quarterback this year. We do the same thing the year after. It just lets you know this man does not know what he's doing.
Yeah, listen, he can shut me up this year if some of these players start to just blow up. Look, Travis Jones, I feel good. His last draft, I actually feel good about a lot of those players. If we're being honest, right?
Last draft or the draft before this draft?
No, I'm sorry, not this past one. Before. Last
Kyle
year.
Hamilton.
Kyle Hamilton, I feel good about. Linderbaum, I feel good about, and he's already playing well. They're both playing well. Ojabo, I'm okay with Ojabo, right? I'm not down with Ojabo. I just want to see him play, right? Travis Jones, feel good about him. The tight end, what's his name?
Charlie Kolar?
No, not Kolar.
Oh, Isaiah Likely.
Isaiah Likely. Isaiah Likely,
decent player, right?
He looked decent. I don't think he could be a star, but he looked decent. He's definitely a contributor. I'm good. I'm good with a lot of those players. Kolar, we'll see.
All right.
So if those guys all work out, I would say that's a pretty good draft, right? Zay Flowers works out, I'm gonna say, that's a good pick. And I'm saying it's a good draft because I don't think anybody's gonna work out for that draft. But at least you got some players that really stepped up, but not enough. Like, I need to see some of those cornerbacks that we drafted. I'm talking about
Jerome Davis, Pepe.
Yeah, and Brandon Stevens too.
Yeah. But the thing is he corner? Is he a safety?
Wherever he is, he needs to break out. They drafted him in the 3rd round.
True.
So, it's time for him to show that he can contribute on the field, right? Too high of a pick for him to not contribute. And what's his 3rd year? It's time.
Yeah.
Yeah. He came the same year as Owe. So this is going to be his 3rd year coming up. So speaking of, Owe needs to show something too. Owe needs to show something. Brandon Stevens needs to show something. Ben Cleveland needs to show something. These are all from the same class.
Mm-hmm.
They need to show something this year. These guys start really showing you something, then I'll say, okay. And Agent E says Caillou Blue Kelly is a shutdown corner.
He don't mean it.
Hey, listen, I don't know anything about him, and we're not going to know either because he's a low round rookie that's not going to get a chance to play.
All right.
He might be that for somebody else, Agent E.
You gonna be another Sean Wade? I told you this. He's this year's Sean Wade.
Yeah,
people forgot about him. We drafted him and immediately sent him off to New England.
That's right. Why'd you draft somebody that you immediately trade?
Why did you draft the fullback that you cut and then brought him back?
Yeah.
So you drafted him. You wasted a draft pick in the 5th round on the fullback. You paid him a contract and you cut him, which incurred dead money on your cap. Then you re-signed him again. They just keep making the same mistakes over and over, and it's just like they don't learn. Hey, this is not how you go about business. What team has 2 fullbacks on their roster right now?
Ravenville said we still need a corner. Sauce Gardner, Rookie of the Year, but instead we drafted a safety. Why? Well, because we don't like to pay players, right? And cornerback is a premium position, and Sauce Gardner is already, when Sauce Gardner comes up for his contract, he's going to be the highest paid corner in history at the time of signing.
Yep.
He's that kind of player. And the Ravens don't want to pay that. But you can pay a safety, right? The safety, we can give a safety the most money in history for a safety because they don't get paid anything.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So that's a lot cheaper than paying a cornerback. So if we can have 2 very good safeties, which we do, we have excellent safeties now. Mm-hmm. The cornerbacks don't have to be as good. And we have Marlon Humphrey. So that 2nd and 3rd corner don't have to be as good. When you have 2 really good safeties, one of the top corners already, the secondary as a whole is really good. Those other corners don't have to be great. They just have to be solid. And Rocketson, I think, is solid.
Yeah, but like Abraham said, he has a 17% missed tackle rate. And for a dude that they threw at a lot, it's not good.
For Rocketson?
Yes, that's not good.
No. But I mean, I don't know where that ranks amongst cornerbacks, but if you look at most teams don't have 2 lockdown corners. Most teams don't have 1 lockdown corner.
True.
Right.
I just need him to be solid.
Yes. And I think this could be like a Kerry Williams situation. Kerry Williams was that guy, right? He played 20 yards off the ball, and they're like, look, just run up and tackle him after he makes the first down catch. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And he would do that. Don't give up a big play. Kerry Williams never gave up a big play. He'll give you a first down, but he's not going to give up the big play. And they didn't, the other team didn't score a lot of points. They kind of did that year. That defense wasn't that great, but they didn't score on Kerry Williams that much. Let's put it that way.
Right.
They got a lot of yards on Kerry Williams, but they didn't score on Kerry Williams.
I think don't break.
Yeah. So Rocketson could be that kind of player. Look, just don't give up the big play. That's all you need to do. Mm-hmm. King Hook says, I don't think the problem are the players, is the coaches who don't put them in or let them mess up in game and fix it. As soon as they mess up, they're out of the games. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. That's But the problem is the players too. Some of these players aren't good.
They just aren't talented.
but no, I agree though. Like you drafted these guys, you gotta let them play. You gotta develop them, and you gotta see what they have.
Right.
Yes, it is your job as a coach, especially if you're spending all these draft picks. That's the problem I have. You're trading back and getting guys that are 4th, 5th, 6th round picks for a reason. And when they don't come out there and play like 1st round picks, you're not giving them a chance to play or develop or anything like that. And then you're like, oh, we gotta go get a veteran, or we got replace them, whatever. No, man, like develop them. You see something in them, develop them, and get something out of them. Like this is literally your job to scout these guys and know which ones to get. You're not going to always get it right, obviously, but you have to hit on some of them. You have to.
Well, that's been my issue with the Ravens. They came out and said this several times during press conferences. They said when we evaluate talent, we are a height, weight, and speed team. That's the talent that we evaluate. And I never once heard them say we evaluate people that can play. So they're looking for big guys, fast guys, strong guys, but they never look for guys that love football and they actually have the talent to get it done. So I just think just the whole organizational mindset, they need to change it. They need to pivot and go in another direction, find new evaluators, because time and time again, hopefully Zay Flowers is the one for us. Hopefully we finally draft a wide receiver that makes a Pro Bowl. And I don't understand how year in and year out Pittsburgh can go in the 5th, 6th, 7th round, find damn near Hall of Fame wide receivers, and we can't find a guy to get 600 yards.
Facts. I mean, facts.
I don't get it. Well, still is. Hey, I'll give you extra money. Come on over here. Help me out.
Look, I'm gonna read this from Brave Kingdom, and then I'm gonna circle back to the Todd Monkin story that we started out with, and we didn't actually do. Brave Kingdom, what's going on? It says Jose Hendo, did you see the Ingraven interview with Eric DaCosta's wife? And if so, what you think of her answers? Mikey, OTR Mike asked us this earlier. Of course I didn't watch that. And shout out to Engraven, right? Like I love Engraven. Like it's nothing against Engraven. I watched most of his videos as much as I can. He puts out like 3 a day, but I don't care what Lacey DaCosta thinks. No disrespect to her. I value my wife's opinion on the Ravens more than her opinion. My wife doesn't watch football, right? She like what do I care what her answers are? She doesn't work for the team, right? Like. So what? I know she's the number 1 cheerleader of the Ravens,
right?
That's great. I don't care, right? I don't get anything from that. She seems like a very nice person. She's like a very nice person, but I don't go to her for any insight. Sorry,
I didn't see it. I didn't see it either. And just like you said, what is she supposed to say when people ask and be like, oh, did you hear this person, they didn't throw somebody under the bus or they gave this answer? What is she supposed to say?
Right.
Of course, her husband works for the Ravens, so she's supposed to say something positive about the Ravens. She's not going to say anything detrimental to her husband. Like, what is she supposed to get on there and do? Like, to me, and like you said, no disrespect to anybody, they're all fluff pieces.
Yeah.
It's a fluff piece just to pump something up and make people feel good about the content that's being put out of there. Like, no, let me know when she comes on there and speaks her mind how she really feels. Let
me know when she gets on there and she says, look, I overheard EDC talking and this is what he said. You know what I'm saying? That's never gonna happen.
You don't know who we about to go after. I overheard it, but I'm gonna let y'all know later on in Twitter. Like if you got that, cool. But just my husband's doing a fabulous job and the Ravens are doing everything they can. No, they're not.
And listen, this ain't this to her. That's what she's supposed to do. You're supposed to support your man. So good for her. But I wouldn't have her on this show. I don't. Sorry. I don't need that over here. Like I'm not trying. That's not being negative, but that's a puff piece, right? That's hey, I think they're doing great. Doing a great job. I feel optimistic about it. Okay, a fan's perspective, that's fine. Like I don't need to interview somebody, for that reason. Like if I'm trying to get some information, cool, but no. Agent E said, how did he get the interview with Costa's wife? Because he's engraving. Lots of people go on that show.
Silly question.
Right. It's only a matter of time before Ed DaCosta goes on the show.
I agree.
He already did an interview with Lamar, him and Nitro, right?
He was on that Engraving was on that show that I think he used to be a baseball announcer.
Oh yeah. I forget his name.
Right.
That's the one that got in trouble.
Yeah, he said the wrong thing. But listen, Engraven's he's been places and seen some things, so don't ask or question why. Like he's out here grinding. So
oh yeah. That doesn't surprise me at all. Nothing would surprise me. I mean, I think anybody from the organization will love to be on Engraving's channel. Like he does a lot of great things.
Facts, Coach.
What Coach say?
Coach said that's like my wife coming on y'all show and y'all asking her about me.
Yes.
What is she supposed to say?
Yes. Right? Like again, like I mean, good for Engraving for getting that. That's like I said, it's not this. Like that's pretty cool. Right. But
just over here?
Yeah.
Just over here. Now now don't get it twisted. If we got some Ravens players, if they want to come talk to us. But that right there.
Yeah, and I don't think. Listen, we get a bad rap. We're not as negative as some people try to make us out to be. We're not. There's nothing that we said here that isn't true. Okay. Overall, we have high expectations for this team, right? Super Bowl type expectations. But yeah, I'm going to criticize the things that other people are saying that always high-fiving everything about. When you go on Twitter, I'm pretty sure, I haven't looked on Twitter, but I'm pretty sure there are people out there that are telling you why Melvin Gordon is a great signing.
I'm waiting for him.
Oh, they're out there. I'm sure.
It's probably they're probably already out.
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure they tweeting you, they giving you their analysis of why he can help this team and all this other nonsense. It's a bad signing.
It is.
Right? I'm sure there's some people that were telling you why Dwayne Smoot was a great signing, and now that like Tracy said, Jeremy Fowler reported that she's saying Van Noy is coming in.
Kyle Van Noy.
Kyle Van Noy. Now that they'll pivot and say, actually, Smoot wasn't that good. Kyle Van Noy.
That's the guy.
That's who you need to get. And Kyle Van Noy used to. I'm not sure how he played last year, but he used to be that dude.
Right. He played under Belichick. He's got to be the answer for us. You know what that reminds me of? You know what I hate, and even when I watch like old replays, what I hate is watching NFL draft rooms when they draft a player and everybody get up and they high five and they hugging each other, and I'm like, dude, y'all been in the room.
Start doing that clapping,
right?
Yeah,
I'm like, y'all been in the room 6 hours with each other. Why are you handshaking everybody off a pick you knew you was gonna make? Like that burns me up, and that's kind of like the Ravens signings, like. We sign a guy and everybody's just like, yeah, oh, we did it. We got him. Another guy for the bench that will cut in about.
What it reminds me of? Family Feud. Whenever somebody gives an answer, yeah, good answer. Good answer. Right. And Steve Harvey look at him like, stupid. Yeah.
Idiot.
Family Feud clap. That's what I'm starting calling it. The Family Feud clap. That's exactly what it is, man.
I can't wait to see these videos. I can't wait to see these videos about how Melvin Gordon is going to change the perception of the Ravens going forward.
All right, let's get to Lamar news. Sarah Ellison tweeted out this clip from James Jones, and she said, I talked to Todd Monkin. That's what James Jones said. He said, talking about Monkin, we're taking Lamar Jackson back to Louisville. It's 4 wide. He's going to throw this thing. Another thing I'm hearing out of camp is Zay Flowers is the best wide receiver out there, including OBJ, and it ain't close. Okay. So 4 wide receiver sets, I mean, that's something we haven't seen here since, I don't know, March Broda.
Fact. This is true.
So there's some people in the comments right now like, who? Who?
The
That
hell
was
is
the first
motivator?
coach. Yes. Yes. I mean, we haven't seen 4 wide receivers set in Lamar's career here, really, right? Outside a couple of gimmick plays where you have the fullback lined up out there. But that would be great. You know, I'll say this. Todd Monkin has said a lot of right things since he's been here. I like what he said. I like his philosophy. We'll see if it plays out like that on the field. But so far, I don't have a lot of criticism about him right now. Everything that he said in press conferences and whatnot, I like what I'm hearing. And the players, from what I'm hearing, they like what he's doing. So I feel good about that. Right. And I will take him at his word right now that the plan is to be more balanced at the very least. What do you think?
I was a little skeptical in the beginning.
Yeah.
But I give him credit because a lot of times, we've said, stop trying to make players adapt to your system and adapt to the players. And I just think that it's ingenious of him to say, you know what? Let's go back to the Louisville days. Look what he did at Louisville. The dude threw the ball all over the field. He just happened to run for 1,500 yards.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? It wasn't design runs, anything like that. He just happened to do it. So when you found that he was most successful in the system, why not adapt your system around it? So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and believe that he's going to try to put Lamar in the best situation he can. For me, now, I guess I have that nervousness. Can Lamar get it done? Because now we've kind of stripped away a lot of the excuses of the offensive coordinator. He doesn't have any weapons around him. Now it's on Lamar to actually go out there and make the throws, stay healthy, and lead this team. I know he can do it because I've seen him do it at Louisville. He's done it against my Florida State Seminoles. I've watched him dismantle an NFL-type team in college. Yeah. So I know that he can do it. I just hope that the pieces that we've added around him can stay healthy because listen, Zay Flowers got nicked up early on. Hopefully it's not a recurrent issue. We know what happened with OBJ. Bateman hasn't been healthy since he's been in the league. Devin Duvernay is coming off an injury as well. Alan Wallace, James Prochet. I don't know. But I think, and I know I clown him, we've clowned him a lot, but I think Nelson Aguilar is going to play a big role coming up this season.
Yeah. I didn't forget Agent E. He says, remember, you owe me a shirt if Lamar gets 1,000 yards this season. Look, I got it written down.
You're going to lose, Agent E. You're going to lose.
Yeah. Will he get? I think he'll be close. He might be like 800.
He might be, but I just think he's going to pass so much.
If everything goes according to plan, we're gonna be passing more. We're gonna be up a lot, and he won't be playing a lot of fourth quarters.
True.
Right. Obviously we know he can go over 1,000 yards, but this needs to be a year that starts to go down. Right. It needs to be a more balanced attack. You need to give your running backs the ball, right? Give J.K. Dobbins the ball and let him go over 1,000 yards. Right. So this is the year. This is the year. Yeah, I'm not nervous about it because I know he can do it. I think he's shown enough with poor coaching, poor game planning to go out there and do it. You just need a coach that's going to play to his strengths, and I think Monkin will do that. I think Monkin is more of, okay, I'm seeing what you're doing out there. How you feel about this play? I think you can get more of that instead of just telling them, hey, just run this play. You know what I mean? Like I was watching that show on Netflix, Quarterback.
Yeah, it was good.
And there was a game with Mahomes, the Chiefs. They're playing. I can't remember who it was. Not the Bills. Maybe it's like Tampa or whoever, or the Raiders. And they were going for a game-winning touchdown. And
Chargers.
Oh, it's the Chargers. Okay. And he goes to the sideline, and Andy Reid says, "How do you feel about this play?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'm good with that." And he's like, "Okay, right." Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's more of it's more of like a partnership, right? He's not saying, "Hey, go run this play." He's like, "How you feel about this right here?" And Mahomes said, "Yeah, everything going on. I didn't, he's like, that's the perfect play. I didn't even think about that at the time, but that was a perfect, he's like, yeah, I love it. I think you can get that type of relationship with Todd Monkin and Lamar. right?
And that happens when you have trust. When you have trust in one another, it's like, I know you're going to put me in the best position, so I don't care what you're calling. I know it's going to work. Go out there and let's execute.
I think you'll see a lot of that. He seems like that type of person. He seems like, hey, I'm very receptive to what my players think, what my quarterback thinks, and I want to make sure he's comfortable out there. I don't think that was the case with Giro. Right.
But listen, Baker Mayfield, Jameis Winston, they both had their best years under Todd Monkin, so I'm gonna get a man the benefit of the doubt until he proves otherwise.
Now, there's another Todd Monkin thing I want to discuss here because we're very high on Todd Monkin right now. But I also want to say, not so fast, my friends, as OTR Mike would say, right?
Not so fast, my friends.
Not so fast, my friends. There's another tweet here talking about Todd Monkin, right? And this is from your favorite, my favorite, Coach Evans' favorite, Pro Football Focus. And it says PFF ranks Ravens OC Todd Monkin as the 7th best OC in the league going into 2023 season. Why? Like, based on what? Like, now, I just told you I feel good about Todd Monkin. I think they're going to have a good relationship. I think this offense is going to do well. This is me as a fan, and I'm projecting. If we're doing a power ranking, right, what are we basing this off of? 7th best? I don't know. How do you guys feel? How do you feel, Hendo? Chad, how do you feel about him being 7th best OC off of what he did, 3-4 years ago?
Yeah, 3 years ago. Yeah, I mean, I feel the same way. Listen, this is the same publication that said that Morgan Moses was the top 5 offensive lineman in the league. So, they have no clue as to what they're doing. And like Raven Ross said, 0 games. And I know what he did 3 years ago, 4 years ago. He has not done it recently. So how do you base this off of whatever? First of all, you have to start with the coaches that the OCs that actually coached last season, and you rank them from there. After you get to the point of the people that actually coach, all the new OCs, then you start to rank them. So he has to be in the latter half of the league, just because he just doesn't have any games played. That's kind of like when you do a rankings list and you want to throw rookies in there. And when we do our list, we don't use rookies because we don't know what they can do because they haven't done anything. So, yeah, PFF.
I should have done some more research to see who was below him, because I feel like that's going to be real disrespectful. Some of the names, that's all.
Right.
Yes, Coach. Speaking of power rankings, go over to more Sip to Tally. Okay.
Yes, today.
Number 7. Number 8 was yesterday. That was the Saints. The Saints made the top 10. I am shocked. Listen, that one shocked me, right? Because, yes, I've been watching it every day. I know they haven't been called, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, yeah, they're back there somewhere. I know we passed them. I just probably didn't pay attention. He said the Saints. I was like, damn. Okay. All right.
I thought Coach, I know you have your system and how you rank the teams and everything, and you've done a phenomenal job going forward. But I just think that the Saints should be deducted for a slash just for Dennis Allen being the head coach.
Fact.
At least.
He's got to be ranked like 28 at best in head coaches.
Oh, God,
he sucks.
Man, it's terrible. He is terrible.
But great breakdown. And, that's a conversation piece, right? Don't go look at these PFF nonsense power rankings that are based on nothing at all. Feelings and, or just they just draw some names out of a hat and just put it together and tweet it out and people react to it. Go over to more Sip to Tally. Catch up if you haven't caught up. He's doing a team a day for 32 days, actually 31 days, because number 2 and number 1 he's going to do together. Right. And then that's going to finish. The series is going to finish on Wednesday, and he's going to come on our show 7:15 p.m. Eastern time, and we're going to go over the whole list. All right. So this is going to be a big week this coming week. So tune in every day, watch, comment, subscribe, right? And then we'll come back on Wednesday and we'll discuss the whole power rankings. Now, listen, number 7's today. The Ravens have not been named yet. They have not been named yet. All right. And listen, any team that's in like the top 12, That's playoff level.
Mm-hmm.
You have a chance to win, right? So, and I know these are just power rankings; these aren't set in stone. But based off of his research, he's put together a very good case. So, being in the top 10 means he feels really good about your team. I'm shocked by the Saints. I'm shocked.
Maybe it has to do more with their division because they can win the NFC South because all those teams suck over there.
Well, look, B would tell you slow down. Okay. The Panthers can make their case. It really depends. But see, the Panthers are low because they have a rookie quarterback, right? But if Young plays to what we expect him to, they can turn all that around. So
he looks good. He looks good out there. I ain't gonna hold you. Unlike the Ravens, because for some reason it's like 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. I look on YouTube for things to watch. And I look to see which teams have like the little docu-series of certain things going on. And I think I see the Arizona Cardinals has one and the Carolina Panthers. And it gives you insight as to what happened once they drafted them. They got Deuce Staley in there acting a fool, as he always does, no matter where he goes. But they showed kind of little intricacies of position battles and certain things. And I've seen Bryce Young, and he looked really good. Like, I think even though he's on the smaller side, I think Rookie of the Year.
Okay.
I think
I like that. Yeah. I can see that. Now, these other quarterbacks I feel good about too, right? But I think Bryce Young's in the best position. Now, Anthony Richardson, yes, I don't think that's a bad staff over there. I like Frank Reich. I love that Jim Caldwell's on the staff. You put together a staff that's very quarterback friendly and no offense very well. A lot of experience there. They know what they're doing. I feel like he's in a very good situation.
They even brought in, what's his name? Cade McNown.
Oh, Josh McCown.
Josh McCown. They even brought him in as a quarterback coach. Like when they showed that staff, and I'm like, they brought the dude whatever his name is from Denver. Ejiro, something Ejiro or something like that. They brought him from Denver, but then they also brought back Dom Capers. I'm like, they got a coaching staff over there. Whew.
Yeah. And I think, they really took the time, I think, vetting all these quarterbacks, like all of them. And I think they got exactly I know they got exactly who they want. They picked number one, right? We were thinking Anthony Richardson or even CJ Stroud, right? I like CJ Stroud.
I watched the Houston Texans one too.
Yeah, I like it. Yes. But the Panthers got exactly who they want. And I think based off of what they want to do and his skill sets, they know exactly what to do with him. And I think it's not going to take a lot of time for him to get up to speed and get things rolling with this team. That's my feeling. I feel really good about the Panthers. But again, that's a feeling. But coach is going to give you facts. He's going to give you data. He's going to tell you exactly what, like rookies don't have anything. They don't have any data, right?
Right.
So that's just feelings. That's just our feelings, right? He's going to show you, here's what these guys are actually did last year. And based off of that, here's where this position is ranked. And here's where I have the team ranked. So go check it out.
Yes, indeed. That's why Carolina was 28th in his ranking.
The Rams were dead last.
Yeah. I could have swore it was going to be Arizona through and through.
Yeah. Aaron Butler says J.K. Dobbins, Gus Edwards, Melvin Gordon, Justice Hill. Lots of passing out of the backfield. That's Todd Monkin's plan for Lamar. Gus don't catch the ball like that.
He can catch, though.
He can catch.
They don't throw it to him, but he can catch, though.
Yeah. Maybe.
First of all, Melvin Gordon's not even going to be on the team. He's a camp body. Like,
he paid $3 million for a camp body.
Facts.
They probably did. That's probably what will happen. Let's see what else we got here. Yes, I know Big Reg. He doesn't believe that Ravens are a top 15 roster. They're top. But hold on, time out. Let's not miss words here. Do you think they're a top 15 team?
No, he does not. He believes they are 17th.
Okay, so you think they're gonna be they're not going to be a playoff team, is what you're saying. I don't think any team where Lamar is playing, the majority of the season is going to miss the playoffs. I just don't think that's going to happen. Right. And honestly, like, how can you say that when you've seen, like, Lamar hasn't missed the playoffs when he's leading the team? Like, when he missed 6 or 7 games, we missed it the year prior, right? But every other season, this team wasn't working with anything, and we were pretty good. This year, we've had probably a better roster on all around, I would say. Than right. This is the best team he's worked with. So how do you feel that they're 17th at best, that they can't make the playoffs? Because that's what you're saying. You're saying that they can't make the playoffs. He says, I believe preseason rankings, they have a 15-17 roster. He said that's not the same as where I believe their record will be. I'm gonna tell you what that is, Big Reg. That's a cop out. That's a cop out. All right. Preseason. What are they going to do differently from preseason to regular season? What are they going to add to make you change their mind?
Melvin Gordon.
That's a cop out, man. That's a cop out. All right. Do you think they're a playoff team or not?
Yes or no?
All right, let's be a couple more comments. Get up out of here. Hit that like button. If you're new here, man, hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to get your tickets for the August 4th meet and greet. All right. Thanks. 2 weeks left to get your tickets. Honestly, I'm not even sure if we want to sell. We might stop selling tickets before that. Like I said, it's not going to be that many people. Right. Decent amount. Not, it's you're not going to be elbow to elbow. You're going to have some room. We're going to mingle. We're going to talk. We'll do a little Q&A session. We're going to play some music. There'll be drinks there via cash bar, adult drinks. You want, soda or whatever, all that's on the house. Food, it's going to be a good selection of food there too. So hang out, man. It's a good time, and it's a nice area, very nice area. If you want to hang out afterwards, they got bars right there within walking distance, restaurants, all that stuff. All right. So it's even if you want to take your significant other out for a nice little date, that's a great place to go, man. Go mingle for a little bit, leave, go get some food, drinks, all that stuff. Have a great night.
You kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Yeah.
You take your significant other out, you help support us, meet new people, and then you can go about your business. Like you said, they have the ice cream parlor there. And that ice cream is really good. The creamery, really good. That place is, it's just so many different things to do out there. Yeah, see, as Jay said, the ice cream. Yep, it's pretty good. Let's see. So B says, so would you rank them higher if they came back with DeMarcus and Deshaun? Deshaun is say he's possibly retiring this year. He's not coming back. Bummer. Good. I know. I gotta apologize, Deshaun. But yeah, he did exactly the fact that he did exactly what I said he was going to do. Go out there, make a big catch, and then take himself out the game. Yep. It's just like, it's fine. Everybody gets old. But the man was on the couch doing podcasts, and you thought he was going to jump off the couch and go out there and be your leading receiver. Yeah, they did. Yeah, at least they didn't do that. And I want to get to the second part of what James Jones said there, that he's hearing Zay Flowers is the number one, is the best wide receiver in camp. It's not even close, including OBJ. I said he was fibbing a little bit earlier because OBJ hasn't reported to camp yet. Right now, if we're talking about, in fact, we said maybe mini camp, but I don't think he went to mini camp. He went to the mandatory minicamp, but he didn't, he practiced, but he didn't play hard. Like, he went out there and jogged and caught a couple passes, but he wasn't out there running routes. You know how else I know that's not true? We saw the tape of OBJ doing a one-handed catch, right? And Keith Williams out there was like, yo, I love that. And the receivers were like, no, you don't. You don't like when we do that.
And he's like, I don't like when you do that.
Facts. Don't you try it.
So I think they are loving what they're seeing from OBJ. But listen, he's James Jones might be exaggerating a little bit, but I think Zay Flowers is looking good, and he's not the only person that's been saying that his footwork and everything looks amazing. And man, we need it. We need it. I saw some tape of Zay Flowers in college. I went back and watched some film. Him in Colorado. Was it Colorado? Yeah, Colorado.
He played at Colorado because he went to Boston College.
Boston College. I'm sorry, not Colorado. Boston College. They both had a kind of gold helmet. Listen, he looked really good when he got the ball. That quarterback is awful. Whoever Boston College quarterback is, man, he's terrible. But Zay Flowers looked really good. He looked really good. So I hope that translates to the NFL because we need that. And I have not given up on Rashad Bateman at all. He just needs to stay healthy. I think he can do a lot out there. And look, man, this could be a very good wide receiving core. Health is the number one key. I think OBJ will be 100% this year. He's been putting in a lot of work this offseason. I think this is probably the healthiest he's been in a while. Rashad Bateman should be 100% by the start of the season. And, those guys are going to be competing for position, first, second, third wide receiver spot and playing time. And I think all of them are going to try to show out. And Duvernay is going to be in that mix too. I mean, he's going to be fourth. But Duvernay, I like Duvernay, man. Like, he's not as skilled as those guys, but he gets the ball in his hands and he tries to make some plays with it.
He'll be 5.
You think he's going to be behind Aguilar?
Yes. Listen, and Brodney said this before. Aguilar is the only wide receiver that's had an 800-yard season in the last 3 years.
That's a good point. And they said Aguilar did look good in minicamp.
And him and Lamar have a connection. So,
all right, he can be 5th. Well, look, they're going to be running 4 wide receiver sets, so there's going to be some opportunities for everybody.
True. If they don't trade him,
they can't trade.
Why can't they trade Duvernay?
Because he's a return specialist.
If Zay Flowers can return punts,
not like Duvernay. He hasn't shown that he can be an all-pro. Like, he's an all-pro. He's not a Pro Bowl. He's an all-pro return.
Right. But let me ask you this question, Jose. When is the last time Duvernay's been an all-pro returner? And when is the last time he's returned a punt or kickoff or a touchdown? Just off the top of your head.
No. I think 2 years ago was the last time he returned a kickoff or a touchdown, right? But I don't need him to return it like field position. If he can get us out, past the 35,
right?
More times than not, I'll take that over a touchdown.
Yes, but he got hurt last year, and they've been using him less and less because they had to put him at wide receiver. So you kind of have to limit his snaps. I just think that you trade him, you save $4 million, or you get $4 million taken off your cap to kind of circumvent the Melvin Gordon signing. And if you can, they love players that can do more. They love players that can do multiple things at once. So if Zay can be the wide receiver 1-2 or whatever, and he can be a Pro Bowl punt returner, now it looks makes EDC look even more like a genius for drafting him.
Okay, but save money for what? What are we getting?
That's the question that we need to all ask. What are we saving money for?
But that's why you leave him there because God forbid there's some injuries. We want to be able to say, all right, look, Duvernay, you're right there. You can step up, right? There's some comfort level with Duvernay. And yes, I agree. Yeah, we could save $4 million. We could save another $3-4 million by not signing Melvin Gordon. We could save another few million by not signing Kyle Van Noy if we sign him. And we could have gotten DeAndre Hopkins.
True.
But that ship has sailed. Right. So, I mean, if we're not trying to make any move, man, leave that alone. Leave that alone, man. Saving money is great when you're trying to do something, but I don't care about saving money just to say, oh yeah, we're fiscally responsible.
We are not. As a team, we are not. I just think we need that money. I think we need that rainy day fund for injuries.
Oh, did he? I'm not sure. DZ says, didn't he have a return touchdown for the Miami game? Maybe he did.
He
okay.
might have.
Yeah. See? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. But yes, no, look, touchdowns are great. But average field position, I care about more. If the other team is afraid to kick it to him because they know he's going to run it past the 35, he's going to get the 35, 40 yard. That's great field position. They're trying to kick away from him. They're trying to, get touchbacks and all that stuff. That's great. Even on punts, they punt the ball to him. We're not starting on the back end. We're not starting near our own goal line. We're starting closer to midfield. I'll take that. That's why I hated that we didn't get Devin Hester until he was already washed up.
That was terrible.
Like Devin Hester is a perfect example, right? Because he was the main reason why the Bears went to the Super Bowl.
True. Wasn't Rex Grossman.
It damn sure wasn't Rex Grossman.
Wasn't Rex Grossman.
All right. Like you watch those games, and I saw a few of those games. I mean, obviously, aside from the touchdowns, like
the field position,
and they had one of the top defenses. So yeah, if we only have to go 60 yards, yeah, Rex Grossman can get the job done. Mm-hmm. And then you got somebody, man, like they were after that Cardinals game, teams were terrified to kick the ball to them. So even on kickoffs, they're kicking it out of bounds. They're like, we'll take the penalty. That's fine. Just don't kick it anywhere near him.
The Ravens were like, Devin Hester's available. How old is he? 29. Let's wait about 5 more years. He'll be just right for us then. We don't need him in his prime. He's going to cost a little bit too much money.
Agent Rex was not solid. He was solid that year.
Rex,
he wasn't a solid. He wasn't solid. He was really bad.
And to be honest with you, the Colts didn't play that well in the Super Bowl. It's just Rex played even worse.
Oh yeah. That defense was amazing.
Oh, yeah.
That was Brian Urlacher and who was the edge rusher they had? Or he wasn't edge rusher. He was an outside linebacker.
And they had what's his name? Peanut Punch Tillman. Peanut Tillman. Like they had Eddie Jackson. Like they had some dudes on that defense.
Yo, they had some hitters.
And a running back. Which one was that running back? Because they've gone through so many.
Thomas. He's an actor now.
Was it? Yes, my man. Oh man.
I forget his name.
Yeah, but he had the little brother play for Dallas.
I think Cedric Benson was on that team too. I can't remember.
That's who it was. It was Cedric Benson.
He passed away now though.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was what's the guy's name? Something Thomas. His last name is Thomas, but I know he does a lot of acting now.
Yeah, he was in NWA's movie, Straight Outta Compton.
Yeah. And he was in Luke Cage too, I think.
Yeah, because he went from there. He played for the Jets, Chicago, and somebody else.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's the guy.
Yeah.
But yeah. I don't know. I say hold on to him. Trade only for value. Don't trade to save.
Just a trade.
I don't want any more low round picks. Thomas Jones.
That's his. Yes, that was his name. Thank
Ravenville,
you.
you've been saving us today. Thank you, Ravenville.
We're old.
Yeah.
Thomas Jones.
No, I don't want to do any of these trades. I don't want to do a Denzel Mims trade where we get a conditional 7th round pick.
Right. His little brother was Julius Jones. That's who it was.
Julius Jones. Yes.
Thank you, Ravenville. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah. I don't want any more of those moves. I don't want any more of that. Because next year, I want us to consolidate all of our picks. I want us to have, a first and 2 seconds, or 2 firsts and a third or a fourth, and that's it. I want us to have about 3 picks.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. No more trading back and getting a ton of picks that don't work out. I want 2 picks that we know are going to work out, and to say, all right, we're good.
Right.
So
that would be optimal.
Big measure are they arguing. Oh, okay. Coach thinks Voorhees is going to be good.
I think so too. I think he was gonna be a second or third rounder prior to his injury. So I think they got to still trade back up in the 7th round and getting him.
As what, like a guard or a tackle? I don't know.
Guard.
Guard.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, if he's projected to be a second or third round, because guards don't usually go in the first. So
yeah, I just think he's had too many injuries throughout college. But if he can beat that injury bug, we have another candidate for tackle. I mean for guard.
You already got like 8 people fighting for a left guard position right now, man. So on coach's stream, he asked, what do we want to see in training camp? My answer was, I need to see early, like next Friday early. I need to see somebody establish themselves as the guy at left guard. I don't want to find out after the 3rd game of the season who's going to get the nod at left guard. I want to hear from Justice Rabick on Friday, next Friday. I want to hear so-and-so has leaped ahead in that battle for left guard. I need that established now.
Yeah.
And it better be Ben Cleveland.
It should be Ben Cleveland.
Again, we're talking about EDC's hot seat. It better be Ben Cleveland. Right? What we spent on him? A 4th round pick?
Third. He's a 3rd round. Another 3rd round.
Yeah, we had 2 third. Yeah, so another 3rd round pick. We loved him when we signed him. He eats squirrels, right? He's got all these popcorn muscles. Look how big he is. So yeah, he this better be it. He better pass that conditioning test.
First try. He
better get out there and he better get some reps. Now, listen, Falele is a giant. I seen him firsthand. He is a giant. If he got that, if they can get him to play left guard, we ain't gonna have no problems.
But his feet, though.
Yeah. Now, coach said you don't need to have great feet to play the interior line.
Right.
So maybe that works out for him.
If that's the case, then why Ben Cleveland can't get the job?
He gets ran over too much. I don't know.
He's stiff. Like he has stiff hips.
Yeah. I don't know. But listen, we ain't drafted them. They drafted them. They need to figure that out.
Facts. This is true.
That's my whole thing with it, man. Like, they drafted these guys. They better work out. I'm tired of this, man. Like, Falele is another one. I mentioned him earlier, but he's another one. If he works out, that'd be huge. But
Salah,
yeah.
He's a big dude. He's a big dude too.
Yeah. Yeah. Like Mike used to say, all these mala guys. Right.
Somebody has to take the reins and work out and take over that job. Or we're gonna have to go out here in free agency or trade for somebody. Listen, what's my guy? I'm getting so old. For Denver, the guard for Denver is still out there.
For Denver?
Right, Dalton Risner.
Oh, Risner, yeah.
He's still available. That's what they could have spent that $3 million on.
Man, listen, I need this O-line short up. I hate that we just letting Morgan Moses ride just free. No, nothing. Just ride free in that right tackle spot.
No competition. That man just feeling no pressure. He like, I'm good, man. Ain't nobody gonna beat me.
I hate it. I need that O-line showed up, man. Like I need a clean pocket for Lamar. I need some good holes for JK to run through. I need good, solid execution. There's just as much pressure. I say more pressure on the coaches. No, definitely more pressure on the coaches than Lamar. Lamar's got pressure. He's got to perform. Right now, he's the highest paid QB ever. They got him some weapons. They're not the best weapons, but they got him some weapons. There's expectations, and I feel good about him. I don't think there's going to be any issue there. I think he's locked in, and I think he's going to play well. The coaches, listen, huge pressure because they also have Lamar there. They also have some other weapons. There's no excuses of, oh, well, the players got to step up too. You don't have that excuse. You have the players that know how to play out there. You got to run the right plays.
Right? This is true. And then also it's an instance of if we don't meet expectations, now EDC has an excuse to say it ain't me. I brought the players in here. I've given you the talent. You're still not living up to expectations. So maybe we need to make a change in the coaching position, starting with the head coach. So, yeah.
Well, like I said, he's got an ace that he's holding on to, right? It's not. No, he's not gonna say it ain't me. He's gonna say it ain't us because Ozzy's still in the building.
That is true.
Ozzy is a lead scout.
That is true too.
He's gonna say, I mean, it's Ozzy, boss. Like, you saying Ozzy messed up,
right?
Like I work closely with him. Mm-hmm. I know we didn't get it wrong with these guys, right? And Bashadi's gonna sit there be like, yeah, you're right, man. That's a good point. All right, we're gonna get John up out of here. Mm-hmm. EC's not going anywhere. I'm just saying he should be on the hot seat. He's not going anywhere because he's got that one ace up his sleeve that he can play anytime. Mm-hmm. Hey, we're not doing a bad job. Okay. It's the guy that's not coaching them up. Right. And there's some truth to that because you bring in that many players. I mean, some of them got a hit.
Somebody,
at some point. Yeah.
Someone, at least one of them.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna wrap it up, man. Read a couple more comments here. King Hook says Peters went back to the Raiders for a workout, just now reported. Yeah, I don't think we're getting them.
But see, listen, for me, all that is smoke and mirrors. How many times does he have to go back to the Raiders for a workout if you want to sign me? Like, I think he's just trying to keep his name out there as like Baltimore. You see me with this other girl? Like, you see me with her.
Yeah.
It's your last chance.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it.
It's your last chance. Me and her going to go steady, which is, I'm telling you. And then you see him again the second time. Like, listen, I know I said the first time it was me and her, but for real, you see I'm back a second time. So I'm real serious. Let me know if you want me. Tell me right now.
Ray from Ross said interview Ozzy's second cousin on the next show. Need that insight. We're not gonna throw shots over here.
Yeah, that's not what
we're not gonna throw.
We are very professional.
Listen, what's up, Zeke? What's up, Zeke? Man, you came at the very end. What's good, man? Appreciate you coming through. Go watch Engraven's video, man. Go check out Lacey DaCosta's interview. Listen, what I've seen, she seems like a very nice person. Good for anything. You're gonna have a good conversation with her, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm not saying it wasn't a good conversation. So yes, I said no, we wouldn't bring her on the show because no, we're not. Right. Look, she's not going to say anything negative about the team. She's not going to say anything to criticize her husband, right? And I would expect her not to. She better not. Right. You stand up. You stand up for your man, right? But I don't see any value in that over here. That's all I'm saying.
And she's a very nice lady. Like she's on Twitter and she just talks to people, have regular conversations. I don't know how many GM's wives are actually doing that with the fan base, but like you said, for us,
no. But no. We're not interviewing relatives or anything like that.
Right.
Let's see. If the Raiders sign him, he will get a 2-year deal. Probably. That's usually how it's done. 1 or 2 years. Mm-hmm. Diallo says we had chances to fire Harris after 2018 and have. Oh, you mean Harbaugh?
Harbaugh, yeah.
Yeah, we did.
But Lamar saved his job. Way to go, Lamar.
Yeah. All right. That's a wrap. I engaged with Prose's uncle. Touche. Touche. Yes, I did engage with Prose's uncle. He said he's his uncle. And I believe him because who else would go that hard for him? Because he subscribed. I know he subscribed. He might have unsubscribed since then. I don't know. Mm-hmm. This man was so mad at the video we put out. He was so mad. He left a comment. It wasn't like trolling, but like he didn't agree, and then he unsubscribed, He followed us on Twitter, then unfollowed us, and then quote tweeted, because we put out the video about Prochet. He quote tweeted that video and was talking trash in that video, like, we don't know what we're talking about, this and that or whatever, right? And I responded, I said, listen, man, if you're related to him, just go ahead and say it. Like, you doing the most out here. Like, if you're a relative, go ahead and say that. I'm not trying to disrespect your family. I'm just telling you, like, how you feel about him as a player. And he was like, yeah, well, as a matter of fact, I am his uncle. I basically raised him, growing up. I'm like, okay, cool. All right, that's your nephew, right? Mm-hmm. We don't mean disrespect to your nephew, but he was a Saints fan. He was like, I'm like, you're a Saints fan. So what do you say about players that can't play on your team, right? Because he didn't like B calling him trash. Because I told you about that. You call everybody trash, right? He's like, oh, you call I hear calling players trash. I'm like, so you telling me you've never called a player trash before? Well, they have to prove it first. I'm like, okay, so you have called players trash, mm-hmm. right? And I'm like, Prochet hasn't proven that he can be anything in this league yet. Oh, well, that's because Sammy Watkins on the team. It's a business decision because they're paying Sammy Watkins more. I'm like, all right, look, they're not paying Sammy Watkins anything. But we talked it out, right? And he was cool. And I said, look, just to show that I'm not, there's no hate over here. I'll go ahead and buy some Channel 3 merch. So I got that Channel 3 hoodie, right? Y'all don't have the Channel 3 hoodies, haters, right? But I bought it, and he was like, hey, respect. I appreciate that. He followed us and he subscribed again, Mm-hmm. It's all good. Okay. But you notice we didn't sugarcoat anything for relatives.
Right.
All right. Oh yeah. According to Al Horace, it's a knockoff hoodie, whatever. It was on his site. You talk to your roommate about that.
Right.
Channel 3D activated.
So disrespectful, Ron. So disrespectful.
But you see, man, go back. I want all of you that are watching right now, I want you to go back and find that video. As I said, I think the title says Ravens fans love Prochet or something like that. Go back and look at that, and just looking around that time, mm-hmm. the visual reactions to us saying Prochet is not good. Go back. I mean, we have some revisionist history right now. We got some short memories.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys went hard for Prochet.
Heated.
Yes, you did not. Keep your hands off of my Prochet. OTR Mike said at the time, there would never be a city that loves Prochet the way Baltimore loves Prochet. Right? You loved him, and now you guys are dogging him. Okay, we're not dogging him. We weren't dogging him then. We're not dogging him now, right? We're just saying like he's not that guy. That's all. Greg Roman and James Prochet gonna light up the Guangdong Tigers.
And we the disrespectful ones.
Listen, this is how. Listen, this is see. Coach is trying to take a shot here because he knows I like demons. You don't believe that, Coach. You don't believe that.
First of all, we don't call players trash.
Beat us.
We Coach will just say Demus is talently deficient.
Yeah. He might be. I don't know. I don't think so. I think because Demus had so many injuries in college,
that's derailed him.
Listen, man. This could be a Stephon Diggs situation. Not saying it is. Mm-hmm. Not saying it is. But Stephon Diggs, I knew he was better than a 5th round pick, but he didn't have any tape.
True. He couldn't stay healthy in college.
Demus was. I don't think Demus was a 5-star recruit. I think he's like a 4-star. He was a highly regarded recruit, and even Coach when he saw, he said he's kidding. When he saw his I think you watched his freshman year, he looked a lot different. Then he got hurt, and he wasn't the same after that. Look, he could be washed. I don't know, but we're gonna find out. I have a feeling, just a feeling. All right. But no, man. Look, go back, watch those videos. All right. Don't get too high. Don't get too low on a player. All right, give your opinion, and then just we'll see what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Buck, a short pop-up stream. All right, thanks for coming through. Ray Ron said that's a shot at him. No, that's a shot at me because I said before that I think Dante Demus is gonna make the team.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very uphill battle for that, but we'll see.
You gotta get past Laquan Treadwell for that.
Yeah. Yeah, we are going to wrap this up soon, but I did want to mention Mike Martz. We haven't mentioned Mike Martz on here. Mike Martz, who does not like black quarterbacks
at all.
I know you talked about him on your channel,
so
I don't need to go. Maybe we want to spend another hour on this, but Mike Martz, it wasn't just Lamar that he was talking trash about. He talked trash about every black quarterback, right? And you got people like Marcellus Wiley is like, oh, I don't know if it's racist and this and that. No, man, it's racist, right? He comes from that racist era. He comes from that era where they don't believe that black quarterbacks or black people can play the quarterback position. Right. That's what he believes. So it doesn't matter what you show him. I wish they would have asked him about Pat Mahomes. He probably would have said, oh, well, he's all right. Like well, he probably said, oh, I think he's great. Oh, wait, that's his dad?
Right. he looks the part. Oh, that's his father? I might have to change my opinion. But, I
think it's more the system.
If it wasn't for Andy Reid, he wouldn't be who he was.
Yeah.
But, he kind of alluded, especially to the Lamar Jackson take, that he can make the throws. So he's saying that he has it physically. But he just said, I don't think that he can process and read and react. So once again, as a black person, you're athletically and you're physically strong enough to do things, but you just don't have the mental capacity to play the position. That's what he said about him. Like, I don't think that he can read and react and process plays. Well, he did it in college. He did it in his MVP season. He does it every year. He processes plays. Like, I think people forget, and they love to pick and choose, especially if you do not like Lamar Jackson or you're trying to prove a point. They forget that Indianapolis Colts game. They forget that this man threw for 400 yards and has the highest completion percentage when throwing for 400 yards in a game. Like, they don't want to look at that. They don't look at how he brought his team back.
Yeah.
So when they were down, all he had, his only choice was to throw the ball. So apparently he has the capacity and the ability to read and react, make quick decisions, get the ball to the right people because they won the game. But they don't want to talk about that. Mike Martz is stuck being a 70-something-year-old former offensive coordinator and head coach. They still have that mindset of, this is the way things were. Let's make football great again. Because now with the advent of these scrambling quarterbacks and the NFL being a copycat league, when you start seeing success with your Pat Mahomes, your Deshaun Watsons, certain players like that, now these teams are now looking for mobile quarterbacks that can throw. And with these mobile quarterbacks, to me personally, I can't speak for anybody else. To me personally, when you start getting with quarterbacks like Lamar, it's fine. He's a black quarterback. It's fine that he runs a lot. But I think the problem is with Lamar being potentially one of the faces in the NFL, he doesn't speak the Queen's English, and he goes about things the way that he wants to do it. He doesn't come to the interview with a suit on. He comes to the interview with a chain on, and he represents his culture. He represents his era. And I don't think that the NFL likes that. The same thing happened in the NBA with Allen Iverson. Yep. Once Allen Iverson started getting a little bit too much to the forefront of the league, they had to shut it down and do a dress code and change all of those things. So, listen, I just think when a microphone comes up to an old white offensive coordinator or head coach or something like that and ask you a question, just say no comment and keep it pushing.
Yeah. No, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Like, he's somebody who, he got fired a long time ago. He hasn't been back in the league because, the league been passed him up. And when you hear him, it's not just him. Anybody, when you hear anybody use those code words, because that's what they are. Those are dog whistles. If you don't know what a dog whistle is, it's code for something, saying something racist or disrespectful, right? Anything dealing with the black athlete saying, oh, he's not cerebral enough to play a position, and cerebral used to be a hot term. Now they kind of changed it up because people are onto that. But if you listen back in the day, you hear a lot of people say, oh, he's not cerebral enough, right? What do you mean, stupid? Now they switched up a little bit. Thug was another big one until Richard Sherman, blew that up. Said, why don't you just go ahead and call me the N-word?
Yep.
Then everybody's like, oh, no. They're like, oh, well, when do you use that on a white athlete? I'll wait. You know, now you don't hear anybody in media say the word thug anymore. They used to use it all the time. But Richard Sherman blew that up. They're like, oh shit, he's on to us. Right.
Yep.
You know, so now you gotta watch out for those other code words. Now I don't think he could process the game.
Yeah, right.
You know, things like that. Oh, you know, he's a one read quarterback. Right. Things like that. Those are more for black quarterbacks than anything, because there are a lot of run read quarterbacks in the league. They don't get called run read quarterbacks.
Right.
You know,
I mean, Steve Young back in the day used to be one, but you don't ever hear them associate the running quarterback with Steve Young, because he ran a lot in the beginning.
So I wonder if Sterling's still in here. I told Sterling this story about Rick Meyer. You remember Rick Meyer? So I was watching. I mean, I was still a kid around this. He played for the Seahawks, but Rick Meyer was a major bust, right? And when he got drafted, it was on the show I was watching on NFL like worst. It was like worst, biggest draft bust or something like that. And he was on the list. And what was his name? The former Raiders coach, Tom something, I forget. But
Tom Flores.
Flores, yes, Tom Flores was coaching. He was coaching the Seahawks, and they found out this man couldn't throw left.
Wait a minute, what?
He couldn't throw left, yo. Like, he was just wildly inaccurate throwing the ball left.
Right.
And Tom was like, make him throw right. And they covered it up long enough to trade him. In fact, wait, was he with the Seahawks? Yeah, he was with the
Seahawks.
But I can't remember if he got drafted by Seahawks and then he got traded, or he's with the Seahawks and then he got traded somewhere else.
I think he got drafted by the Seahawks.
Yeah. So when they finally, like, he had a good enough season and they found a trade partner, and the GM, they were talking to him. He's like, yeah, so and so called me, and he was like, yo, you won't believe you won't believe what I just did. And I was like, you didn't? He's like, I did. I traded him. They were just laughing like, I can't believe somebody took the
Bears. I think it was the Bears.
Yeah. They were cracking up. They're like, I can't believe they took the bait. But he could. I'm gonna find that clip. He couldn't throw left.
Somebody called him Zoolander.
Yes, Blunter Otters.
Zoolander.
Yeah. Latigra. It's all the same thing.
Oh man, Rick Meyer. See, and that's another thing. They don't talk about these bust white court. Like, he was. Listen, and I hate to say this, they should have knew he was a bust. He was a quarterback in Notre Dame. Anybody that gets drafted out of Notre Dame, for the most part, immediate bust.
Oh man, yeah.
Rick Meyer, he was horrible.
I'm gonna find that clip. If I find it, I'll put it in the community tab. But they said that man could not throw left. That was the thing, you know. So listen. But those stories only get told after their careers are done. For the most part, they protect them. If it's a black quarterback, you find that out immediately. Sometimes, even if it's not true. Yeah. So, all right, we are getting out of here. Hendo, man, thanks for hanging out with me, man.
Anytime.
Almost 2 hours. Let the people know where they can find you.
You can find me at the Road Pod on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can go over to my website, theroadpod.com. You can find all of us there. You can find me on the audio side, wherever you get your audio podcast from. I think I'm doing a show tonight, 6:30, after Coach Evan does his top 32 countdown. After number 7, I'll be going live with Intentional Grounding. Next week, I will be coming out with my countdown, the top 100 players in the NFL entering the 2023 season.
Nice.
Now, thinking about it, I was just going to put the video out, but Coach might have inspired me. I may go by 20s and just Monday through Friday just release.
Yeah,
release them 20 at a time.
You should do that. In fact, we all need to get together and brainstorm on this because there's just too much. There's too much bad media out there, right? You guys go and get your top 10 list and top 20 list from like bad, bad faith actors. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This needs to be a one-stop shop for everything. All right. True. You need a top 32 list for offensive coordinators. You come here. You need a list for top 32 teams. You go to Morris to do tally. You need a list for top quarterbacks. I think we did a list one time for top quarterbacks.
We did top 10.
Yeah. All right. This is gonna be a one-stop shop. We're gonna start doing that. We're gonna start doing that. We'll do that during the season. We'll do like a power rankings. If you are a boxing fan, go over to Rankings podcast. Right. We do a power ranking or a pound for pound list every quarter. We're overdue for one now, but we're gonna get that out. We're gonna start doing something like that over here as well. All right. And like Hendo said, go over to his channel. He's doing the top 100 player list. Yes. Check it out. Social media, where can they find you?
Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, The Rogue Pod.
There you go. And you guys already know you're here with us, and you can follow us at LBHTShow everywhere.
Cole Beasley to the Giants. How many times is that man gonna retire, come back? Give it up, bro.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks. All right. We are out of here. Let me find the outro. B usually does this. There it is. Y'all have a great weekend. Get your tickets. Time is running out. There it is. We'll leave you with that. Have a great weekend. Peace.